All right. And we continue our ninth annual Couch Coach Live NFL preview. So we're gonna preview the Detroit Lions. And of course, I had to get Detroit Dom on here representing the Detroit Lions. The knee the
Say it
Detroit
with me.
yeah,
Kneecap biters.
kneecap biters, yes. Of the NFC North. What's going on, Dom?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Yes, indeed, man. And a lot of things have gone on in this with the Lions in the offseason. So just your thoughts on the offseason and what do you deem as the team's biggest acquisition?
I mean, as far as like free agents, I knew that we weren't going to get any big names or big money players, but I spoke DJ Chark into existence about 6 or 7 months before we signed him. Because as you know, or as you might know, or if you don't know, let me tell you, like the Lions off season and looking at mock drafts and looking at potential free agents, that's a 12-month a year process. So, early last fall, I'm like, what free agent wide receivers are out there? Shark was the best one. I was like, okay, give me DJ Shark. The other one was, and I kind of forgot, and I still forget to this day, and I just saw him on Saturday, not playing that much. Jared Davis, because Jared Davis on every free agent list that I looked at, he ranked no fifth than the worst, or I'm sorry, no worse than the fifth best free agent linebacker on the market. So I think it's Shark and to a lesser extent Davis, but really I kind of want to, I mean, it's not even a cop out, but with all the injuries we had last year, Akuda especially, and then the whole O-line, and then Hawkinson, like as much as I like DJ Shark for however long he lasts, because I mean it's a fact, not an opinion that he's going to get hurt sooner than later. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, just getting all our guys back, like an O-line that's ranked no lower than fifth on anyone's list of top 5 best O-lines in the league. And you know how many snaps our starting 5 O-linemen played together last year?
0.
Correct. None. Yeah. I think it made our backups better. And, whatever Akuda ends up being, who knows? But getting him back, like that should be big. Plus now there's not nearly as much pressure on him because he comes in as the number 2. He might not even win that job out of camp. Will Harris's bum ass might be taking it. And that dude was a safety. Nickel corner, and they're like, he's ahead of Akuda. But, I mean, look what Aaron Glenn did for Amani Oruwariye. That is the best corner in the league that no one's talking about.
Yeah. All right. And Don, what deem as the biggest storyline heading to the season for this Detroit Lions team?
I mean, I don't even know if it's a storyline per se, but it's just like it's health, and I mean it's slight improvement because I've been a Lions fan for a long time, and I've seen a bunch of. I mean, I've seen a no-win season. I've seen a 2-win season. Seen a bunch of 4s, some 3s. I've never been this excited about a 3-win team because no one that watches football and has eyes and a brain that communicate, no one thinks that we're a 3-win team. And I'm not going to make excuses for those close games because I said at the beginning of last season, we're going to lose a bunch of close games and we're never going to get the benefit of the doubt on the call because we're the Lions. But, yeah, so biggest headline. I don't know. What do you think?
Like you said, I think it's just more so of just the coming of age of this team. Just
I think it's golf.
Yeah, it's golf, and then just a simple fact of are they going to take that leap? Are they going to take that leap? Like you said.
Oh, okay.
Like you said,
I can tell you what it is.
Yeah.
The biggest headline is because last year we were very long on effort. I saw us quit maybe one time against the Eagles when we got blown out. Good news, Eagles fans. We're blowing you out week 1. We're winning that game by more than 20 points. You heard it here first. You watch. Yeah, so what I was saying was we were long on effort, short on talent. This year, I know the effort's there because the 70, I don't even know how many were there, 80 plus at the open practice I went to on Saturday. All 80 of those dudes are ready to run through a wall for Dame Campbell. And it ends up being about the 53 that we keep. And, if you can get lucky and you bring up a guy from the practice squad late in the year and he does anything, then it's what? How many guys in the practice squad? 6, 7?
I think something like that, yeah.
So, it's in the range of 60 guys. But like I said, every single dude that I saw out there in a white or a blue shirt would run through a wall for that dude. I mean, in all reality, it's Dan Campbell. He'd run through it first and be like, come on in, guys. You know what I mean? I can't even say I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's not a great coach. He'll never be an X's and O's guy, but he is a supreme motivator. And I think the rest of that staff is very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Don, what are your thoughts on this offense and just your general outlook of this Detroit Lions offense?
Well, if I was Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, I would start the opening drive with however many consecutive runs it took to get the ball into the end zone. No matter if we started with the ball at the 10-yard line or on their side of the field. Like, I'm going 16 straight runs, try to stop me. Every single O lineman in the NFL can run block. Almost anyone can block running forward. Most of these guys are also superior pass blockers. If I could have got down further into the stands, I was going to bring a panini maker and try to get Jared Goff to sign it because he's going to be sitting in the pocket making a panini and looking at his 4 or 5 like he's going to quaternary reads because he'll just be chilling in the pocket. And the other thing is, statistically, if he's not the best, he's like the second best current NFL quarterback rating wise in play action.
And your thoughts on the other side of the ball, your thoughts on this Detroit Lions defense?
The linebackers are far and away the worst position group, far and away. The D-line has some established talent and a whole boatload of potential, but it's young guys, it's hungry guys, it's mostly unproven guys, it's guys that have shown some promise but have gotten hurt. The linebackers are not good, definitely not good. I like our corners and at least two of our safeties. If Kirby Joseph, he was one of my favorite safeties in the draft, and I think there's at least a chance. I mean, unless Okudah just absolutely flatlines and busts, I tend to think if our pass rush can do anything, and, we did just spend a number 2 pick, not to backtrack, but I think that all things being equal, and especially given how relatively little we gave up to go get J-Mo, a lot of people said, and I agree, we may have gotten the best defensive and the best offensive player in that draft. May have. And I'm no Michigan fan. Aiden Hutchinson has a lot to prove to me. And J-Mo too. But the crazy thing is, I think our wide receiver group is vastly deeper and more talented than our running back group when we should be a run-first ball control offense. Because Jared Goff is he's good, he's not great. He's a good quarterback with great moments, but he's a game manager. But anyways, talking about the defense, what I was trying to say was, I think there's at least, unless Okudah bombs, I think there's a good chance that by the end of the year, you're talking about Oruwariye and Okudah as a top 7 or 8 cornerback tandem in the end. There are no Darius Slay and Bradbury, but, oh, man. Requiem for Darius Slay. That's the best corner I ever saw in my life in a Lions uniform, and, the second one is not close because I'm not that old. And I told people about Darius Slay as soon as we drafted him. And he looked really bad his first year. And I'm like, just y'all wait.
Yeah. And look where he's at now, as far as you got on week 1. So that'll be interesting as well.
It only makes me wish. I didn't really, I guess I kind of did, or I kind of didn't. You hear a lot. You heard a lot of things right after we drafted Jameson Williams. Anywhere between, because he didn't do drills, but he either ran at the combine or his pro day or whatever. But the first stuff that came out was, oh, he might be ready for week 1. Now they're talking about November. My thing is, I don't think there's any need to rush him back. It looks like we have a plethora of talent at wide receiver, but what we also have, theoretically, is the sort of O-line that Jared Goff had in his heyday with the Rams, where he's not really that good, and those wide receivers aren't even that good. And I'm talking to you, Robert Woods, and Cooper Kupp. Good, not great, but when you have an extra second or two to get open, you can break off a route and get open. And is it any real surprise that the 2 best wide receiver seasons in NFL history were both quarterbacked by one John Matthew Stafford? It's just a coincidence, though, right? The Stafford effect, that's a myth. Just a myth, right? Ask Golden Tate about the Matt Stafford effect.
Perhaps. So, and we know that the schedule came out in May, and I know there's got to be some games that are circled on the calendar. No, I generally say, hey, is it a game that's circled? But hey, if you got 2 or more,
several.
So let me know what you got circled on your calendar.
Again, it's not a cop out, but it is. But for this sort of team, and regardless of whatever anyone says, the experts that you 100% agree with, the Chris Wrongs of the world that you never agree with, or me somewhere in the middle, every single game is one to circle for us if we think that we might somehow sneak into the playoffs. And even if we're not, I'm saying the same thing this year that I did for last year. I don't really expect us to make the playoffs. If it happened, I'd be shocked and pleased, but I just want to see. Last year, I didn't see that. I just want to see health and improvement. Win a couple more games. Okay. But the ones I have circled, it's funny. I'll give you probably 5 for sure. Maybe more than that. We're going to beat the Bills on Thanksgiving. We're also going to beat the Patriots on the road. Beat Dallas too. But then because Lions, we go 0 for 2 on that terrible field in New Jersey against the likes of the Giants, the Jets, and maybe also lose to the Jaguars. And quite possibly sweep the Packers, but get swept by the Bears because Lions. We'll win at least 1 against Minnesota. It's a trap schedule.
Right.
Because it looks really weak. And it is pretty weak, but this team is like Mystical's album. First album, second album. First one's mine and Mystical. Second one, unpredictable. We won 3 games last year. One of them, despite what you say was against Green Bay, that's a division winner. Another one against the Cardinals, and we dog walked them. From the beginning of that was one of the best games I've seen the Lions play in 5 years. And I said it at the beginning of the year. I said, we're going to lose a bunch of close games, and the less games we win, the more impressive those few wins will look. The other one, I think, was against Minnesota, and they ended up winning 9 or 10 games, maybe 10. I think it's maybe the only NFL team ever to only win 3 games, all against 10-win teams. And I'm not even making that up.
Yeah.
But then there's all those close games that we lost. That game against Baltimore, and I saw that coming 5 minutes left in the game.
Right. Oof.
Right. Man, I've seen some egregious errors in the past with the play clock. Because, we all be watching games and you're like, I think the play clock's expired. But really, it's like by 1 or 2 seconds. That was like 4. And then before they even I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, wow, we're going to lose to an all-time long field goal after a play where the play clock was expired by 4 seconds. Hashtag because Lions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Dom, we asked you the $60 million question. I've asked everybody who's done the previews. So, in 2022, the Detroit Lions will finish.
Can I give you a window?
Yes. Yes.
Floor to ceiling?
Yes. That's cool.
Floor 6, ceiling 9, maybe 10. Probably not 10. But 9 might. 10 will, I would assume. 9 might even get us a wild card berth, which I potentially see getting another walkover win in week 18 against Green Bay because their playoff spot is locked up. Like they can't move up or down that last game, so they rest their starters. And we beat them in a walkover. Qualify for the playoffs, and the Rams are can't even say the Rams or someone else, not Tampa. The Rams end up with the number 1 seed, so we get that win, walk over, go to Green Bay as the low seed, and they're the 2, we're the 7 or whatever, and walk out with a win. Or Green Bay wins that game, or the walkovers, whatever. And we go to now number 2 seed Rams, and we go to SoFi and walk out with a win.
It'd be a historic playoff win for the Detroit Lions team if they do.
Any win would be a storied playoff win at this point. I was 11 years old the last time we won one. I'm 42. And I can't even be mad. Then you give Goff the bag or the mini bag, like the 3-year bag.
Yeah.
But only if. We're not talking about like you're getting some smaller portion. You're getting like a 60% portion of the bag if we go to like Dallas and beat them. But we're not, there's almost no way we get that high of a seed. Like if we're sneaking in to the playoffs, and I don't even, like I said, I just want to see improvement in health, but that schedule is very weak. And, maybe we lose to all those good teams, but we actually beat all the crappy ones because there's a bunch of crappy ones. A bunch. Like we should be able to beat the Bears twice. You know what I mean? Split with the Packers, split with the Vikings, beat all those crappy teams. Jets, Giants, Jaguars. We might play. No, I don't think we play Houston. There's other bad teams that we play. Teams that we should beat, but I don't know. It's the Lions. That's why it's so fun going into every season. It's like we might win 3, we might win 11.
Yeah, and that's what makes Detroit a very interesting and very a compelling storyline looking towards towards the season. So we'll put a bow on this Detroit Lions preview, Dom. So before you head out, social media, and then what other upcoming projects you got, and plug away what you got going on.
Oh man, so many. Don't look for me on Facebook right now. You won't find me. I'm on a ban again. About 25 more days.
Wow.
Twitter is Detroit_Dom1. Barely on there ever either, but I do 100,000 podcasts a week. I hope I can remember even most of them. Monday nights during the NBA season, Megan Price's NBA carousel. Tuesday, I think, is Alex Fleming's NFL carousel. Those are both on Sideline Sports.
Thursday.
Wednesday, I do a Lions show, kneecap biting with Smoke and Jeremy B. That's my buddy. He came down from, you probably know nothing about Detroit or where cities are, but he drove like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Bay City to come down, and we hung out at the practice, and a bunch of my other Lion buddies. But yeah, I do that on Wednesdays and Fridays. And Thursdays is Megan Price's Sip Off. That's a lot of basketball talk, college, WNBA, overseas, all that. Free Brittany Griner. We talk about basketball and drink a lot. Saturdays is my show, or my 25% show. That's the Gauntlet with James Tatum and Jay Nelson and JJ Jenkins, also on Sideline. That's Saturdays, the Gauntlet, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. Sundays at 8 o'clock. That's Basket Bros. That's myself, the aforementioned Jay Nelson, Will Vogel, Jacob Christner. That's all I got. I think I got them all out, and that was a struggle. But thank you for having me. I enjoyed it, bro.
Yeah, so you gotta remember that. Gotta make sure the Alex Fleming NFL Carousel is on Thursdays. Yeah,
Thursdays.
Yes, Thursday. Yes, because obviously we're
that's where we met.
Yes.
See.
So yes,
I forgot where we met or what day of the week
right.
it was.
Let me mess around and put that on the calendar for Tuesday.
Don't do that.
Right, don't do that.
Thank you for correcting me. That's Thursdays.
I was like, where you
Coach Fleming's NFL Carousel. Where me and this guy met. And I forgot what night of the week it was. I pointed the wrong way. Then I'm like, wait.
I know, because I had to think about it too. I was like, okay, because I'm like,
now I can't get it. I'm trying to turn my hand the wrong way.
Right. I know, because especially with everything going on in the fall, I gotta make sure I had a calendar. All right, in my mind I got it, but I need to actually put it on a calendar for the for the football season. I'm like, all right, now Thursday, but yeah, because we'll be out back.
Are you in that chat? We're doing a dry run in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll have it. Yep, pretty much in about a week. Yep. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that and renting it back and talking about my Commanders, and can't wait to meet you and I square off.
You guys are going to beat us week 2 after we stop the Eagles. That's another because Lions.
I don't know, but
I promise you.
Yeah, and
we'll beat you if we lose to the Eagles. So just. I mean, that's great 200% for y'all. If we beat them and then you beat us, just go with it.
Hey,
trust me. Trust me, Couch Coach. Just go with it. Because Lions, it will never do you right, but it won't do you wrong either. And eventually you just learn to accept it. Because you get to go beat the Cardinals and the Packers and, tie the Steelers and lose in the last seconds to whoever on any sort of catch rule. Batted ball, 30-second manual runoff.
Right.
Against the Falcons when they were defending NFC champs. We were about to beat them on primetime. The league was like, oh, no. Lions? I don't think so.
But yeah, man, once again, appreciate you, Dom, for coming by and previewing the Detroit Lions, man. Definitely looking forward to chopping up with you on Thursdays for the carousel and also so that's, so definitely appreciate you, Dom, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. This has been Detroit Lions preview, and we're out.
Thanks for having me.